Good evening, everyone. We have Dr. Monica Das with us. She has scored a rank of 95 in the recent NEET exam. She did her MBBS from Ajikar and she did pre-foundation and topped it up with TND after her internship with DAMS, right? So let's have a quick discussion about with Monica and how her preparation was and what she has to tell. She has told me that she has a list of things which she have to tell the future aspirants. Let's hear it from us. First, congrats, Monica.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, regarding the preparation with the notes, it's always important, like you all say, that the basics should be clear first. So, like I was in pre-foundation, I got 3 years to get the notes, and then the final note that I got in the third year, I like kept on adding with the previous one.
Okay.
And then I studied them in the internship year.
Okay.
Like totally, like first some people do that, they start doing MCQ and then study. That I think becomes like scrap, like we learn few facts, we don't get the whole image. So like what I did is I totally studied the notes from first to last, and then I went to the MCQs.
Okay.
With that, and I took pre-foundation with the view that the T&D then which will be in the last year of the pre-foundation will help me revise my subjects that I have already learned and done the MCQs, and I'll get a proper view of what position I hold in the All India setup before actually appearing for the exams. And that was more helped by the CBTs that we get. Previously, like we had 2, and from last year the 4 CBTs I gave totally all the 4 of them. Maybe some people might think that in the March of April we have just started studying, why should I give a CBT? It should not be like that. And even for the GTs, I know it feels like I have not studied a subject, why should I attempt a question of that subject? But the progress that we see if we give the exams from the first, like from March or at least April, so that helps you get the confidence at the end of the year, like September, October, very much. Like when the marks would increase and we would know that we're in the right path, that I have completed 5 subjects and this is my marks, and next time I have completed 10 subjects and my marks have increased. So that gives a very big boost in the confidence. And one more thing is, we should not be comparing with our peers in like every week, every month, going out in the canteen, and maybe she has studied something else, I have studied something else, and then I'll feel like I don't know anything of that subject. We should keep the positive environment around us. And regarding FB, I had like, I did not make a new account, but I had this practice of just getting into there and directly into the dance club.
Okay.
So that was one thing, negatives should be cut off from our surrounding.
Fine. I think she's given whatever she wanted to say. I'll just ask her a few questions so that it'll be proper in accordance to the doubts which students generally have.
Right, sir.
So you have studied from pre-foundation, second year, third year, final year, and internship and
Yes,
post-internship as well. So when did you start doing MCQs?
I started doing MCQs in the internship year, only after I have finished all my like basic notes. Not before that, because I felt that way of initially doing the MCQs and only learning the points in the MCQs will give a very scattered way of information. I'll not build up a proper wholesome clinical knowledge. So I avoided doing that.
So do you think it's necessary to start early, the preparation towards entrance exam?
It is, but I think like not as fast as from first year. We should at least get the essence of the MBBS that we have so hard earned ranks and opportunity. And yes, at least from second year we have 3 subjects in the first year that we have studied, we can go for the MCQ. Like, because without knowing a subject in its normal basic MB pattern, directly going for MCQ will be not at all knowing the subject. So that way second year is a good option. For my own self, I took pre-foundation in third year cause I wanted to do a house surgeonship. I wanted to have the clinical exposure. So I like pushed 1 year so that I can complete it in the house surgeonship year.
Okay, so yours was very planned that you have to do this at this point of time, right?
I wanted to have the clinical exposure, and so that's why I took the pre-foundation. Like my DAMS Kolkata people also said me that pre-foundation is for second year people. So I kind of said them, it's fine. I have my plans on.
I think your decision has been the best because the results have proved it, obviously. And when did you said you gave it by March, the GT. Most of the people, what they do is during the preparation, they are too much concentrated on reading whatever they get, because they have abundance of knowledge, which those things they would have not found in MBBS. They would understand it newly and they get excited, and they keep reading on just the subject, and they do the GTs when they come to September or October.
Right, sir.
Do you think this is right, or you have to do GT much earlier as well?
Like GT or even SWTs, I took them as rewards. Like I'd study the whole week, and as a reward I will give a GT or a SWT. And even in the TND times, the one CT papers we used to have in the TND, so I would give the SWT and the GT. So exam, like solving MCQ or exam giving was always a rewards, and you cannot push back your rewards. We are all human beings, and we should put some rewards in front of us that gives us much more better result.
If you have not performed in SWT well, like that's the main concern for students, that I have read anatomy for 1 week, and I do an SWT of anatomy. If I'm not performing well, I'll get demotivated. How have you ever faced such situation, and how if you have faced, how did you overcome that?
Yes, initially I also used to feel like one subject I have studied 1 week, and the time for this subject is gone. So that anxiety was there. So I set back and planned from May to December totally, where from September I kept 3 revisions.
Okay.
And whenever, like maybe for bigger subjects, my time was going away and a little less was done. So I would always think that there is first revision. Even in the first revision, I would think there is second revision.
Okay.
And until the third revision, you will be covering everything, so the anxiety wouldn't be there anymore.
Okay. So I always say your generation, especially your generation, you live an era of information abundance, right? You open your mobile phone, you have WhatsApp, you have Telegram groups, you have Facebook, you have all sorts of material, you have Google, you have Wikipedia, though it's not a good source. You have all sorts of material. What students generally tend to do is, I'm reading a subject, I want to know everything about the subject. So what they do is they have a scattered way of approaching. What do you think? Is it correct, or in your experience, have you ever come across this? Or if not, why? What made you don't go for that?
Right, sir. Like Google and Wikipedia are unsafe, that we tell to our patients only, and in our cases we tend to forget that.
Yeah, exactly.
So we should understand that we will not learn everything even in the MD or the MS courses.
Perfect.
So that way we have to like limit ourselves to whatever we are getting, and trust our teachers that they are doing much more research on the informations to be given to us.
Great.
Because otherwise, if we just load ourselves with information and we cannot use it in the right place, there is no point having them.
Yeah.
So that's why.
So that's your take on that. Fine.
Yeah, right.
So
sir.
how many hours did you read per day?
Because it would be usually 1 year that we put into it, at least minimum. So I started with 10 hours, and that was till even the first revision. After the CBT in the October, I gradually increased to 12 and 13. The last NEET revision, you would be thinking like, now I have studied everything throughout the year, I should be at least looking once before going to NEET.
Okay.
So that urges you to just go to 14 hours, but that would only stay for a month. So we should save it for the December.
Okay. So reading 10 hours for an entire year is more than enough, and we have a standing example for that. She has got 95. I wanted to take this opportunity to tell students, please don't exhaust yourself.
Right.
When you start reading, you get too overexcited and you push your maximum for 15-16 hours, you will get burnt out in a week, in a month or two. Please don't do that. Like what she said, 8 to 10 hours in the start. When she goes to revision, increase the number of hours, and the last month give your full potential, right? So how did CBT help you? And there is one misconception that during final month we'll have a CBT. If you attend that CBT, I'm wasting an entire day. Is it worth it really?
It is, cause finally getting a rank of 1-2 digit within 1000 people wouldn't matter. We need to know the actual picture outside, and maybe last CBT it was more than 66k people or like that. Even in the GTs, I would always convert my rank into the previous year total number of NEET students, so as to see the real picture. Maybe it is a 4 digit, even 5 digit rank, but if we do not face our fears in the mock tests, the final exam is not the place to face the fear. It's the place to fight it. So CBTs were really important. Even in April, many people did not give the exam, and
Yeah.
it was maybe not maybe 15 to 20k people, and I was a 3-digit rank. So
Okay.
I did not get exhilarated with a 3-digit rank in April because I knew people haven't started studying at
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
And October, December will show the
real
actual picture.
competition.
So that's why CBTs were important, and we get a DAMS environment, laid back place to get the real picture scenario. And it is important to give the exam without a pause, so as to know even we can sit for that much time and keep the
Exactly.
concentration 100% or not.
Exactly. Especially there are few students, if you notice in the dance club, they are told that I want to write the CBT at home. Please give an access to eMedicos. Right.
Right.
We do give, but the essence of CBT in writing in a center is totally different from sitting inside a home, inside a room, and writing in a mobile application. Right.
Sir. It happened to my center only that
Yeah.
the whole connection failed, and that's why sir and ma'ams had to provide us
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
link. But yes, the essence was not there. The same thing, I was even trying to give the exam after 3.5 hours, and I like kind of finished 150 questions, and then they said you should not be submitting today.
Okay.
You will get a link. I was like, no, I should be sitting here and completing. I'm getting the net right now. But then at home and in the center, it's not the same thing. And
That-
CBT is meant to give you the real time feel.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, but still,
Yes, sir.
you have to go and write and give your CBTs in the center
Exactly.
because the real feel. You have to know, can you sit for the entire 3.5 hours without a headache and looking at the computer screen? That's more important. Only then you can have a good thought process to solve the questions, right?
Right, sir.
And do you have anyone to thank in your during your preparation? Anyone who comes to your mind, you can thank them with this video.
Yes, of course, parents, like
Obviously.
they are like not actively doing something, but not to do is more
Without them, it's not
important.
possible.
Yes, because when we are studying, like even one pin drops and we are like, what is happening in the home? So they like kept mum for all these months.
That's great.
And yes, college professors are there. They have inspired to like balance clinics and the MCQ world. And with DAMS, of course, all the teachers, maybe I wouldn't be mentioning names so that I don't forget someone.
Okay.
But all those who have come to our like DAMS Kolkata, who have not come through the DAMS exclusive club, everybody, they are of optimum help. And the one extra thing we get is the inspirational like messages or the pictures they put up. Like for the DAMS club, I used to keep folders for all subject, and I have a folder for the inspirational
Okay, that's great.
posts, and I have this like that would help me throughout life.
Yeah.
It's just the beginning of the struggle. So that's everybody to thank from DAMS.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. She's aspiring to be a surgeon or an ophthalmologist. She has not yet
Right.
decided yet. I hope that she gets whatever she wants in the place she wants, and obviously she's going to have a bright career and a future ahead. All the very best from DAMS, from the entire team, as well as thank you for your time. Thank you,
Thank
Monica.
you, sir.